We all know there is two sides to every story, right? Well, that's why I'm speaking about this story, because I've been falsely accused from Uber Eats about fraudulent activity that did not happen. And I need to bring up awareness because I don't know how many other drivers like yourself go through this experience, or what customers really know what happens behind closed doors when it comes to their orders. So first, before I go into the email about what happened, let me speak to my clients for a minute. I want to talk about stacked orders. You guys put in an order for us to go pick up your food and bring it to you, right? But very often you will see on your screen that we're fulfilling an order before yours. That's what we call a stacked order. And what that means is that we're either getting a request for the same restaurant that you want your food from, dropping off at two customers' locations, or we're getting two different restaurants dropping off at those two customer locations. Now, what ends up happening is if you put in that order to us, we are only supposed to oblige to that drop-off location because of the dollar amount we're receiving. If there's something like an incorrect address, Uber is supposed to modify it, pay us more because we have to travel, but we have to contact them first. Now, there are a lot of flaws in a double stack system. One of the flaws is we do not have control to change the order of the client. So if I know that your drop-off is closer than client B, can I change it? Nope. And this is what has been happening in this video that you're going to see more of. As well, if you stick around for this video, I'm going to have audio recordings that are going to be showing completely different from what Uber is accusing me of. And as well, I'm going to be following up with an actual vlog video of everything that happened that evening because I recorded everything from A to Z. It's not going to be edited or scripted in any way. I'm just going to edit the footage so that everything is in there so that you guys can see the full video. Now, let's go on to the accusations rather, that Uber is putting forward towards me, because these claims need to be rectified for other drivers and clients to see exactly what's happening behind closed doors. Canceling trips before arriving at customers' locations. You canceled some of your recent trips before arriving at the customer's location. Accepting a delivery request without intending to complete the delivery is considered fraud. No doubt, I agree on that, which violates our community guidelines and leads to negative customer experience. Here are some ways you can use the app to avoid unnecessary deliveries. If you have not yet begun the trip from the restaurant to the customer and would like to cancel, simply tap the red triangle at the bottom left of the screen. This will allow another delivery partner to go to the restaurant and pick up the order. I agree, but that's not my case scenario. That's not what happened. It happened after the restaurant. If you're having trouble finding the customer's location, you can tap the arrow at the bottom banner to bring up delivery information that the customer may have left to help you find their location more easily. You can also tap the phone icon on this screen to call the customer. Again, I was able to find the customer's location, not an issue. I do have an issue with this third bullet. If you are otherwise unable to complete the delivery, for example, you have a flat tire or the customer has changed their address, you can contact support by tapping the red triangle on the bottom left of your screen and then tapping call support. So what's very specific about this is I called support 4 times that evening. This email came in yesterday. The delivery was for the evening before, and it's based on one of those double stacked orders. So here's the scenario. I did a double stacked order, 2 different restaurants for 2 different clients. One was chicken, one was pizza. Not that it's relevant, but it kind of niches things down for me. So I took both deliveries to both of the customer's location. Now, both of these clients were within 1 street apart from one another, super close together, so it's an easy drop off. What ended up happening is when I got out of my car, my first client turned around and messaged me saying, "Oh no, that's my work address. I need you to drop it off at my home address," which was 20 minutes away. So when these things happen, we have to contact our Uber support. Why? Because we need to get compensation paid for the distance, but as well, we need them to update the address. So I call my Uber support, and this is the first thing that is mentioned in this email, that you need to call Uber support. So they're saying that if you're unintentionally trying to do this, you're committing fraud, and yet I intentionally tried to fix it. So let's listen to the phone conversation. It's not too much, but it clearly states that I had the attention to fix things so that you can see exactly what happened.
Hi, welcome to Uber Support. This is Dan. How are you doing today and how can I assist?
Hi, I need you to change the drop-off that I'm doing now to another address and make my second drop-off the new one for now, because my customer told me that their drop-off is in a farther location. And
Have you arrived at the original drop-off location?
yes,
Okay, hold on. Let me try to pull up your account first.
because I don't want my second customer waiting, and he's just down the street. So I'm gonna go to the second customer, and then we can.
This is the one for. Sorry to cut you up. Is this the one for or for?
For it, and I want to switch it so that I can drop off first.
Hold on. So this is the one who changed the address.
That's correct.
Okay, and can I have the address, please? The new address that she gave?
Yeah, because I'm going to be compensated for that, correct?
I'm checking on that. Hold on.
Because it's going to be a lot.
Up the account.
It's in St. Lambert.
Okay, hold on.
Sure. All right, so on that phone call with me in Uber support, you can clearly see my intention was to swap my two customers around. Why? Because I wanted to get to the secondary customer because he was down the street and not keep him waiting. Uber turned around and told me I couldn't do that. Now, in the beginning of the video, I just mentioned that when we get a double stacked order, it's pay, it's distance, drop off, that's it, that's all. If anybody gets a delivery or even a job where you're supposed to be doing more work and more time, you're supposed to get more pay, right? Well, Uber wanted me to go to the first client drop off 20 minutes away, come back, and then drop off at the secondary customer. The problem is my secondary customer already sees it on the map that I'm right by the delivery. He's gonna see me cruise along 20 minutes away and then come back, which is causing his food, which was the pizza, to get colder. It's gonna cause a negative experience. It's probably gonna revoke my tip and even give me a bad rating on my surveys. So when I asked Uber to change that and they said that they couldn't, what am I supposed to do? I'm supposed to take the hit for what Uber can't change? So after speaking with the representative, she agreed with me that I should remove the secondary customer because I already agreed to go to the first one. I told him, let me get my secondary customer dropped off first, because he did call me, and then I would be more than happy to bring it to him. But because Uber can't accommodate and they want me to go the distance without paying me the additional, we had them remove that order. Now, I did ask Uber, what happens by removing that order? And they told me the restaurant would be compensated for the food. I could either keep or dispose the food, and the customer will be notified and they won't be charged for anything. They can just replace the order through the application and have a new driver come out. That was it. That was all. When it came to updating the address, they told me they could not update the address in the system. They were having technical difficulties to use a different GPS navigation to get to the customer's location. So that's what I did. But the problem came across is when I was 2 minutes away from dropping it off at that first customer's location, because at this point, my second customer did end up getting canceled. I did have the food in the back seat of the car and I offered to bring it back to the restaurant. Uber told me not to do that because it's pointless and they're going to throw it out. So I proceeded to my first customer's location, and within 2 minutes away from dropping it off, the order got canceled. So here is a clip with me dropping it off at the customer's location and even them being surprised about the fact that the order got canceled.
Hi.
Oh, hi. So I don't know what Uber is up to, but now they're showing even your order's canceled. On your order?
Yeah.
It's like it's not even there anymore.
Really? I thought that's because you just arrived.
No, it's because they told me that they would relocate the address.
Oh, yeah?
They never did.
Okay.
And I think it's because I went too much out of distance, but I called the support.
I'm really sorry about that.
That's okay. It's the reason.
There you
Oh, I appreciate that.
go.
Thank you.
I know you lose money because of me.
Well, the reason, it's not exactly because of you. The problem is I told Uber, I said, allow me to deliver to the second customer first.
Yeah.
They turned around, they said, you can't do that.
Oh.
I'm like, so I gotta go to St. Lambert and then back to Brassard, and the other guy was down the street.
Oh, yeah.
And they won't let me do it. So I said, cancel the second customer then.
I'm sorry about that.
That's okay.
Have a good night.
Have a good one.
Yeah, bye.
Now, within screen recordings, you can clearly see that I had nothing to do with the cancellation. I am driving and just pops in the fact that it's a canceled order, which I had no control over. So within that evening, I called Uber 4 times to get things fixed up. And they even provided me a $4 incentive pay because I did have to go 20 minutes away. Now, if they're accusing me of not contacting support and telling me that's what I can be doing, then where the hell does my record of those 4 conversations with Uber goes? Where does this phone call that I just had with Uber go? It apparently goes nowhere, and us drivers are taking the heat for this. This customer felt so bad, he provided me with a cash tip because he did mess up the address. For the secondary customer, I felt horrible because I didn't want to cancel his order, but it is a lot more work for me and a lot more of a disappointment to him if I'm traveling the distance and he's not happy about that. Well, I don't blame him. But Uber ended up canceling my order a secondary time, causing 2 cancellations in one night. And when I called them the 4th time around, I confirmed to them that I did drop off the order and the customer got it. They're like, well, we can't see that in the system because the system glitched and canceled your order. And yet I'm the one that gets penalized with the fraudulent email, which is 100% invalid. Does Uber understand what it's like to get an email talking about the words fraud when we're the good guys trying to get things done? The fact that I record and document videos for YouTube is not something that's a bad thing. If anything, it's an enlightenment for anybody that's trying to get out and do deliveries, for clients wanting to see what happens behind closed doors. But for them to turn around and not protect us drivers is completely wrong. I don't like receiving emails like this, and nobody else would. So what Uber should be doing is when I called their support yesterday afternoon about getting this email, they turned around and they told me to ignore it. Very hard to ignore because you guys even ignored the fact that I called into you guys. So they want me to ignore it, but what they should be doing is following up with an email stating the fact that they made a mistake. Because this goes on our record. If you get too many emails about this situation happening, you could face deactivation, and this is not something that I need on my record because I didn't do anything. We can clearly see in the history the last time I even had to call Uber support is in January because I don't get reoccurring issues like this that's happening. And the first time I get a hiccup, I get an email accusing me of fraud that is 100% not okay. So I wanted to bring this video out. After this video is released, check out the vlog video that I'm going to be releasing. I'm going to be trying to release both videos on the same day so that you can see this for yourself. The vlog video is the video that they are, not the video, but the order that they are classifying as fraud, and I want to release it because I was going to originally. This video was never going to be made because I didn't think this would be happening, but I was going to be releasing it anyways to show you guys a few things in that vlog. It was a simple vlog. I went, I did deliveries, didn't go as planned, and then you guys can deem things for yourself. So follow up on that video. This is what I had to say about this subject. Uber, you should be deeming some emails out towards your drivers who have done nothing wrong. And for anybody watching this, I'm going to catch you guys in the next video.